Street Champs, come get put on. Today we're in here with some very, very special guests. Arise Roots. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Good to be here in Pueblo.
Pueblo.
Yeah, good to be back. Yeah, good to be back.
Hell yeah. You guys ran into some problems coming on your way, right?
Yeah, man. I don't want to say every time. I don't want to knock on wood. Let me not say that. We had caught a flat tire on the way up here, and it took forever to make that whole ordeal come around and work. But we ran into a good Samaritan stop, and
shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark from San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
He came through in the clutch and helped us out. Took us down to the next town to get the tire and stuff, and to come back up to where we were.
Wow.
Cool, man.
Coincidentally, it was almost the same spot that we broke down 2 tours ago, coming through Colorado.
It was the same route. Going
Same
the other
route.
way.
Yeah, we're going the opposite way this time. And I broke down that time and lost the trailer. Broke down this time and just lost the tire.
And we actually ended up leaving the jack with the tool to lower our spare with the trailer.
Yeah.
And we forgot about that, so
Yeah.
that's why we had to go just get a new tire. We couldn't get our spare down.
Yeah. Both of those situations were on show days, so we had to figure it out that day, then rush to the show that night. But both of them we made for both of them. So
We don't miss shows.
the show must go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show must
respect.
go on.
You guys officially need an auto checklist.
Yeah, you know what we do. We really do. And then after we got back on the road, then we got pulled over like 20 minutes after that.
Why?
No.
Why did we get pulled over?
No comment.
Go up.
We got pulled over. We got acquainted with the law.
Really?
Yeah.
They were cool. They let us off with a warning.
In New Mexico? Or where?
No, in Colorado.
Colorado.
Really small town.
Wow.
Yeah. But we made it.
Wow.
No jail time, so we're good. Whenever it ends with no jail time, it's like
We're here.
we're here.
Yeah.
No
Respect.
jail time.
All right, before we get into
We don't like jail.
Yeah, nobody does. Before we get into everything, though, could we get just some introductions of who you guys are and what you guys do for the band and how long you guys been part of the
All
band?
right. My name is Kareem Israel. I am the lead vocalist, and I've been. How long have we been doing this thing?
2010.
2010.
years.
2010. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm Todd Johnson. I play mostly wrong notes, but on the keyboard, sing backups.
Oh, yeah. When did you guys meet? How long you guys been friends?
We met with the band.
With the band.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
On Craigslist. We met him on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I was jamming
Oh, no
with the
shit.
drummer actually in another band, and that kind of wasn't working out. And we met the bass player on Craigslist, and then we met him on Craigslist. Back when Craigslist was still working.
Yeah.
Still
Now it's just
Yeah.
all scams.
Yeah, now it's all scams. But I saw an ad for a sexy short black guy that sings. I was like, oh, that sounds like me. So I answered it, and these guys were there.
What city? What city did you guys all meet in?
What was it?
It's Los Angeles.
It's Los Angeles,
I think we were
basically.
based in
Yeah.
Pico Rivera at the time.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Basically.
Wow. How old are y'all?
42.
42?
39.
39? Who's kind of like, who's the oldest in the band? Who's the youngest?
I think you're the youngest.
You're the
I'm the
youngest?
youngest, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Robert's the oldest.
I'm not even sure what Robert's age is. I don't think anybody knows what Robert's
I
age
think
is.
it's like 93.
Yeah, but it's we don't really fully know. We don't fully know. He has no records of his birth, so it's just no one really knows how old he is.
What does Robert do for the band?
He's the lead guitarist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to talk to Robert
Yeah.
a little bit ago. He seemed
Oh, did you?
really cool dude.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, for
Slow
sure.
Dub's a proper shredder.
Yeah, he's.
So I got a
he's
question
shredder.
for you guys.
Yeah.
So when you guys go into the process of like writing new music, I mean, is there days where you just like freestyle stuff? If something sticks, you keep it. You just hit record and just let the melodies flow, or how do you go about that process?
It's a lot of the ideas that we have and the ideas that have become songs have just come out of jam sessions in the rehearsal spot, in the rehearsal space, and so we'll jam on some chords or whatever, and then it just kind of morphs. It'll different guys will start doing their thing and playing, whatever, and usually what happens is a lot of times we'll just kind of noodle around and play with different ideas as that idea is kind of forming. You know what I mean? And so as it's kind of morphing and evolving kind of in real time, then for me at least, I start to get the vocal melodies first before I get the words. And so as I'm chilling there, I'm seeing what the vibe of the song is, and start to kind of, I'll just start humming kind of melodies to myself, and then if I hit or kind of land on the melody that I dig, then I'll just kind of keep going over it and over it and kind of seeing where that flow, where that goes, and then I usually put the words in after the fact. Sometimes the words come right there, but for me, a lot of times it's the melody first, and then you know I like to vibe out on whatever that song is. I feel like the song kind of dictates to me what the song is going to be about. Like I don't bring an idea a lot of times as far as vocally. I don't bring a concept to the song or to a rhythm. You know what I mean? I'll see, okay, what is the feeling of this rhythm first? And whatever I'm feeling, whatever that, I feel like it's telling me what it's supposed to be about. And that's how usually how I write it.
What's it provoke? What's the emotion?
Yeah, what's the
what do you think would fit behind that? Okay, cool.
I would also say it's a very organic process. It is usually just like a seed of an idea, and we grow it, people add stuff, we make changes, and
it's nothing to
I would say only 10% of our ideas actually make it through. We'll finish a song and throw it right in the trash if it's not.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
If it don't make the cut, it don't make the cut.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas on the cutting room floor.
Has there ever been a song where you don't think it's going to be very popular? You might not even want to play it. And it's
Cool Me Down.
Cool Me Down. That's
Cool Me
probably
Down came straight out of the trash can. Trish picked that song. We had already tossed it, and we sent her like 4 rhythms, including that one, and she handpicked that one. And we
were surprised.
It's funny how that works. Yeah,
surprised.
But I guess that was the missing ingredient to make that song go. Is actually her.
Yep.
Okay.
Chris on sax as well.
So shout out to Hyrie, the whole Hyrie camp out there, wherever they are.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool.
Just getting back on the whole timeline of things, writing your music and stuff. When did you guys really start, writing music and get more serious with the music? At what age?
From the beginning, we just kind of jammed at the beginning when we first got together, just jam sessions, and then as we kind of.
But what up personally?
Personally,
you play music.
Personally, I didn't really. I was never in a band before this band. Like I didn't really. I was involved in music as far as like hip hop production, but not as far as like actual band. So the whole band thing for me was like an experiment type thing. Like let me see how it goes. See what this turns into. And it just went from there for me. But my dad was a reggae artist. My dad is from Jamaica.
Oh, really?
So he moved to the States back in the 70s to do music. And so for me, reggae has always been a part.
His name?
Israel is his name.
That's his...
So it's always been a part of me. It's always been a part of just, reggae was the first music I ever heard, the first music I ever fell in love with. So I always had the love for the music, but I never lived in a place where they had a live reggae scene there. So that didn't happen until I moved to LA. And then got on Craigslist and found these guys, and I was like, oh, this could work. You know what I mean? And so and even with that, it wasn't a plan to like, oh, we're gonna do tours and do albums. It was just, no, we're just gonna get together and jam because we love the music.
You guys could feel free to walk through it, man. No problem.
So it happened like that for me, at least on my part of the story. Yeah.
Cool, man. Very cool.
What about you? When did you find music?
I came up in like the ska scene. I grew up in San Diego. In fact, my high school band, actually, Chris, the sax player for Hyrie, was in my high school band. We went to high school together.
Oh, wow.
And then my high school band actually used to open up for Mr. Robert Sotelo's band here, the Allentons. When we were just kids, like probably 16 years old, and they kick us out of the club after we were done playing because we weren't allowed to be there.
You grew up in LA too?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'd come up and play in LA. It's just a more thriving scene. There's more stuff going on.
Dago.
Back in like the late 90s and the early 2000s, like ska scene was popping. Like we played traditional ska, more like 60s Scotalites style. We were like an all instrumental band. I actually played trumpet in that band.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Now I'm a keyboard player.
What are some? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, have you played any other instruments?
Yeah, actually, I was on a full ride to play tuba at Cal State Long Beach and kind of burned out on that whole thing. So I guess I play reggae keyboards now.
I was just gonna say, is there any influences, reggae artists that you try and add into your music to sound, influence?
Yeah, all of them actually.
Yeah, like it's so hard to not be influenced by all of the artists that came before us. You know what I mean? Like it's impossible not to.
Right.
To some degree. And so what we try to do is, if I try to sit here and name, the list is endless. Right. It's infinite. It's all of them. You know what I mean? All of them that have put their little seasonings into the pot. You know what I mean? For us to be able to pull from. You know what I mean? It's all of them.
Cool.
And so what we try to do is, with that knowledge and with that inspiration that they've given us, we try to kind of grow our own branch of this tree. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the tree is so large, and it's so, man, it's huge. Is that reggae tree is huge, and there's so many amazing artists that have from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like it's endless. Yeah, it's endless.
I'd say one of my biggest influences would be Midnight. It's probably my favorite reggae band.
Yeah.
Okay.
Midnight is definitely a biggie for us.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
What about growing up? Who were you guys listening to?
Growing up, my first reggae album was Musical Youth. And so, Past the Dutchie, I used to play that song over and over and over and over and over again. I'm sure I was the only kid in my name. I'm sure I was the only kid in my city that I grew up in that was a 6-year-old listening to Past the Dutchie on. I had an album, so I used to just play it over and over and over again. As I remember, even at that point, like I'm even the face, like the cover of the album is the, I don't know if you know who they are or not, but it's a kid band. They were all kids, and they were all on the front of the album with their instruments, with like chords and stuff, and they holding their instruments, whatever. And I remember thinking back then, like, man, like how awesome would it be to be in a reggae band one day? You know what I mean? Like that would be so cool. Yeah. And obviously, you know, being that my dad was an artist, like I always wanted to have a piece of that, but just never had the opportunity. And so from that little seed of Musical Youth, and then from my pops, it was just like, man, one day if I'm lucky enough, it'll happen. And then sure enough. So
very cool.
Is your dad still with us today?
Yep, he's still there. He's still here. He's up in San Francisco. It's Oakland basically. So the goal is to do a tune with him one of these days. I'm gonna get him in the studio. We're gonna do a tune. He's played with us at he did a little jam session, not a jam session, but he jumped on our set one day when we played San Francisco some years back. He sang a tune with us. I think it only happened once. I think it was just one. I think just once.
That's cool.
But yeah, he's still here. He's still got a cane now, but he's still kicking.
Cool.
He's still doing his thing.
Do you have anyone in your family that you've played music with, or that plays music with you that inspired you?
My dad played a little bit of drums, but no, my mom can't even clap to the beat. She'd be the first one to tell you that.
Where do you think it came from then, man?
It probably came from my dad's side, but nobody really played. He had an adopted brother. We found out that was a musician, played trumpet as well, coincidentally. But yeah, not too much music in my family.
How were you kind of first introduced then?
They just had me in everything, man. I was playing soccer, baseball.
It was like school.
Junior lifeguards.
They threw you in some.
Yeah, I was in San Diego Youth Symphony. I was doing honor bands.
Yeah, okay.
I was pretty active as a kid.
Cool, yeah.
So big up my parents for driving me all over the place.
What about as far as you guys being parents? Do you guys have any kids or anything?
I do.
You have kids?
Yeah.
Are they young?
I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And how many tour stops are on this one?
This is kind of like a little small leg of, how can you describe it? It's like a little small leg after, like a branch off of so we did the Stephen Marley tour for 2 weeks, and then we went home for a week.
Northwest before that.
We did the Pacific Northwest before that, and then the Stephen Marley thing. Yeah.
But we've had a couple breaks where we went home.
Yeah, went home for a week, and then we came out for this one. So this is 5 dates, and then we go back home again for 2 weeks, and then we hit the East Coast for like 4 or 5 dates.
Leaving your kids like for the extended period of time, do you feel like a type of way, or is it?
It's tough. It's definitely tough. They're kind of used to it at this point, so it's to the point where it's not like I don't have to deal with the tears and the "daddy don't go" type thing. Like, so that, thank God, they're at a point where they're cool. They're like, all right, dad, we'll see you later.
Makes it tough.
Yeah, but if it was like that, it would make it a lot tougher. But they're as long as they have their video games and their friends and whatever, they're like, yeah, dad, we'll see you whenever we'll see you when you get back. The 5-year-old is definitely, he's like, he's getting to the point where he's like, all right, when you coming back, so that part is a little bit tough, but thankful for FaceTime. FaceTime is a huge help. Like, that helps out big time. Like, it would suck having to try to do it without the FaceTime. Like, that makes a big difference. So, but it's cool. Like, we're it's a balance. You know, it's a balancing act. It's like spinning plates. You know, you got every limb trying to spin a plate. You know, it's so it's tough. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I want them to see that if you have something that you, whether it's a gift or a talent or even just a love or a passion, like, go for it. You know, do it. Like, whatever you have to do to make that work, like, do it. You know what I mean? Go for it. So I want that lesson to be, you know, cemented into them as well. Like, and whatever they want to do, whatever passion or whatever they have, then I'll make sure that I'll do whatever I have to do to, you know, push that for them. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure that they explore all of the dreams that they want to have or they want to do. Like, you know, I think that's really important for them. So it's cool for them to be able to see that, you know, in action. So it's a balance.
Yeah, very commendable.
What gets you guys through touring? Like, how do you stay positive and stress-free throughout while you're on the road?
That's a
We do
good
not
Clearly
stay
you guys
stress-free.
have a lot of ups and downs.
Say that right now.
Yeah, we got quite a few stress cases in the band, so the stress thing is I think it's inevitable.
Well,
And
how
the
do
stress
you-
thing is tough. You know
How
what I
do you
mean?
deal with it? What gets you guys through that?
Well, what self-medication is a big one. The music itself is a stress relief. Like, once we get to the point where we're on the stage and the music starts to flow, like,
It all goes
it all goes away. All the issues dealing with the road, the arguments, the fighting over whether it's too hot or too cold in the whatever the case, you know what I mean? Like, it all, once the music starts, it all goes away. It all goes away. Yeah.
He said it's too hot.
What are you guys traveling in right now?
We have a 15 passenger van.
So you guys are pretty comfortable with each other at the moment?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's
You
cool.
have to be.
You have to be at
we're
this
pretty
point.
Much, you know, you spend more time in there than anywhere really.
Yeah, you have to be.
Especially when you got to make like the tough drives. Like our winter tour was, man, we hit some
Brutal.
conditions.
Yeah.
We couldn't get over the Sierras for a couple days, and the 80 never opened up. We had to put chains on and crawl over. Finally made it to Denver, and then we had to drive through a blizzard. Or no, Salt Lake, and then Salt Lake to Denver, we had a blizzard, and it was like we were driving on pure ice.
Yeah.
And we're all from SoCal for the most part, and well, you're from the East Coast, but not snowy areas, so
No, not snowy
we're a little out of our element when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. So that part, yeah, those things are definitely stressful in the moment.
But we're learning.
But you, with each one of those trials that you face, you get through it. You know, and it gives you a little bit more experience, gives you a little bit more strength, a little bit more courage, a little bit more wisdom. You know, and you just keep going, just keep going.
So for the most part, you have a pretty good band dynamic as far as getting along. It's over silly things.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we've been together for so long now that it's kind of like, it's like brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers fight and they make back up and they keep going, and they fight again and they make back up and they keep going. You know what I mean? So it's the same way. We have a really good relationship. Even as far as, like, we're very mixed band, you know, it's all colors, and so, you know, it's cool to be able to have a group of guys that we can even have the freedom to be extremely real and raw with, even on racial issues, or even on, you know, whatever the case is. Like, we can make jokes about each other all day long and know that where it's coming from, so it's cool. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a brotherhood. It really is. It's like having 5 brothers, you know, and everything that comes with that, the goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, the all of it.
Nice.
Who's the white guy? No, I'm just joking. Is there like
We got 2 of them.
is there like a driving system you guys cycle around?
Yeah, so we have our merch guy, Jerry, does most of the driving. But whenever we have super long drives, we try to rotate it, you know, so it's not just all on one guy,
Okay.
you know. So we do try to rotate it, you know, a bit.
Yeah, Jerry
But
needs breaks too.
yeah, he needs breaks, but he does the lion's share of the driving. So shout out to Jerry with the driving.
Shout out, yeah, that's probably tough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so getting back into the music and touring stuff. Well, you guys said you just got off the leg of tour with Stephan Marley. You know, walk us through that. How did you guys get into contact, and how did you guys secure that?
So our management, Silverback management, they're so basically Steven's manager is in the same camp with our manager. And so it was a little bit of an in-house thing. We had opportunity to go on tour with him. Was it last year or earlier this year?
Yeah,
last year.
The dates just didn't line up.
The dates didn't line up, so we've been trying to make it happen for a little while, but it just finally everything lined up for this particular tour. So it was that's basically how it came together. And we were super thankful that it did. Like being able to be on the road with him was really cool. To see him every night.
Oh yeah.
See him do his thing. He's so talented. He's super talented, and just being able to kind of soak it up and kind of just be there and experience it. Night after night after night was really cool. It's definitely something that I'll have with me forever. Forever. And then he invited me up to do to sing a song with him last night of the tour.
Really?
Yeah, so that was like, man, that was surreal.
What
that
song?
was One Love.
Wow.
So
Oh, cool, man.
yeah, so he invited me and Hyrie up to sing with him. So that was super cool. Super cool.
Oh man,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
What about like any in-depth things you guys? Anything crazy happened on that tour? Something off the wall.
No, it was pretty. That tour was pretty straightforward. It was pretty straightforward. It was just.
It was just hot.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
116 in Phoenix.
It was
or
definitely.
Tempe, should I say?
Yeah, it was definitely hot. But besides that, there was nothing. Like everything worked pretty much according to plan. Like there was no hiccups. No real curveballs that were thrown. Thank God. Like it was smooth. We didn't. No breakdowns. We made it to all the shows on time. Everything it just flowed. Everything flowed.
It's awesome.
Yeah, everything
What
flowed.
was
Also
the
rare.
what was the hardest thing that you've had to come through or overcome on a
I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can finish the question.
One time we were probably about an hour out of KC. It was the first day of tour with the movement, and our transmission burned up the gears, and we couldn't shift out a second.
Oh, wow.
And I was actually driving at the time, and I'm just redlining going
So it was your
35 for like, I don't know, a good hour and a half, and big rigs are zipping by and shaking the van at 80. And we were lucky that we booked a hotel near an airport because the next day we took it in, got the diagnosis, and they were like, yep, transmission shot. And we were like, crap. And we got the only transmission in Kansas City, actually. And we left the van there. We rented a U-Haul to grab the trailer and another car to drive with for the passengers. Limped over to St. Louis, just made it in time to get a quick line check and play. And our routing, thankfully, took us back through Kansas City to Lawrence, Kansas. So we made it back. We woke up all early. I'm running on no sleep. Dropped all the cars off. Got our van.
Oh wow.
Made it to Lawrence. Didn't miss a single show.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I don't think we've missed one show yet. Have we? I don't think we missed one show
believe we've canceled
in
the show yet.
12 years. We've never missed one show.
That would be a good show. You guys in the movement.
Yeah. Oh, we had
That whole tour was
that
great.
tour was really good. We
Yeah,
had a really good
yeah.
time. Yeah, it was a really good tour. Shout out to the movement.
I heard that noise. I was like,
Oh
what's going on here? Just trying to get the audio.
Oh, gotcha.
But what about what about outside of music and stuff? What do you guys enjoy doing when you guys are at home and just spending time alone?
Music never stops for me. Like even when I'm in my alone time, I'm thinking about music. I'm coming up with ideas and just melodies and things. So I feel like I can't turn it off.
Wow.
It's always going. Which sucks sometimes because sometimes you're trying to get some sleep and you can't because you still got an idea in your head and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh, I'm trying to go to sleep, but I get it,
And you wake up and it's gone.
And you wake up and it's gone. So that part sucks.
in.
Yeah, that part sucks. But other than that, like I'm very big into family. So I'm very hands on with all the goings on at home. So whenever I'm there, I'm all about the kids, whether it's homework, whether it's whatever the case is, So I stay very hands on with those guys. So yeah.
Respect.
For me, I'm into surfing and fishing, traveling, hiking.
Do you have kids? We didn't get to know
No,
about that.
I do not.
No kids?
Yeah. No kids.
Fur babies?
Fish.
You have a fish?
Scale babies.
Scale babies.
You have a pet fish?
I have discus, yeah.
What is a discus?
It's a type of cichlid.
What's its name?
What's a
What's a
cichlid?
cichlid?
What's a cichlid? Right, it's a type of nigga
What's a cichlid?
I got a few of them. They don't have very good names. One of them's called Red. One's called Weirdo.
It's like
I got one fish that likes to swim up to the front of the tank and act like he's Snoopy when he's dancing. This is the one I call Weirdo.
Oh wow. Cichlid. I'm gonna
They're ocean fish?
Google that.
No, they're freshwater.
Oh, okay.
So they're smaller.
Yeah, so
Okay.
saltwater is really hard to take care of if you're not going to be around. You basically have to hire someone to do it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
See, so it's a cichlid.
Yeah, I didn't know what a cichlid was either until today.
Discus are a little sensitive too, but I've had good luck so far.
Wait, I thought that was the same thing.
It's
like it.
It's not like.
Discus is a type of cichlid. There's all kinds of cichlid. There's,
Come on, bro.
Wait,
There's
so
American
cichlid-
cichlids. There's African
Cichlid is like a
cichlids.
category.
Yeah,
and
cichlidae.
Discus
Yeah.
is like the
The
type.
main.
That's the type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The family and genus.
Yeah. I think it's
Got it.
genus.
Okay.
Don't quote me. I'm not a
Got
big
it.
science buff.
Got it.
That's crazy. All right. So what about new music? What do you guys you guys pushing the album right now? What are you guys touring on? What is the set looking like?
No, we're not touring anything new right now. We're actually, when we finish this run in August, we're focusing the next, pretty much from now to the end of the year, on getting the album, a big chunk of the album done. Mm-hmm. We got a couple of songs done already, but for the rest of the year, that's the focus, is to really knock out the rest of the album and get that done. We're trying to have it out for 2024. Mm-hmm. So that's the grind we're on right now. When we get back, is just album.
Recording most in LA.
Well, basically in Orange County, 17th Street Studios with Lou
Costa
Richards,
Mesa.
Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
Shout out to 17.
Shout
Shout
out.
out to 17th Street Studios.
Shout
Lou
out
Richards
to
is a
Lou.
beast. Yeah, he's a beast. So
Super easy to work with.
yeah.
Cool.
He did our last album. He did Pathways.
Yeah, so as far as the set tonight, though, you'll probably hear a lot of the songs from Pathways, which is an album we put out in 2020 hesitantly because we didn't get to tour on the back of that album. So that was a little like, we were kind of waffling. Like, we were sitting on it. We were like, should we put it out? Like, we're not going to be able to tour on this, but we had already like released one single, which was Come and Get It in November 2019. I was like, well, let's give them music. Nobody's got anything to do. And we did some cool things. We did a little live stream, like album release party. It's like 2 hours long. You can find it on our YouTube channel, just youtube.com/RiseRoots. It was pretty cool because that's like an opportunity we probably wouldn't have got otherwise. Like, that was a staging company that was like, I was talking to guys. He's like, oh yeah, we were gonna go out with Green Day and Offspring, and now we're sitting here with no jobs. So
Oh wow.
we got to, use all that gear because they were testing the space out. Which is something that probably would have been out of our budget otherwise.
I'm sure it would have been. It kind of fell in our lap right there, so that was cool.
So we took advantage of the situation best we could, and
Yeah.
people needed music at that time, and I think a lot of it was relevant to what was going on.
Did you guys catch COVID?
We all did.
4 times.
You all did.
I caught it twice
Oh wow.
in Florida.
Wow.
Dang it,
I
Florida.
thought it didn't exist in Florida. That's what I was told.
Well, it sure did for
Florida
us.
was the only time I was actually asking for it. The first time
Yeah.
I got it, I was camping with 5 people in the Mojave Desert.
You
It
still
only
got it.
takes one person though.
Yeah, we all caught it at some point.
I'm lucky it doesn't hit me too hard. It's like I was only down for 2 days out of the fort. Like I could have gone to work for all of them.
You guys have outside jobs outside of the music
Yeah, I do some accounting stuff.
accounting?
Yeah.
Like regular accounting or spicy accounting?
What's spicy?
No comment again.
Oh god.
Unveiling.
Well, there's like this TikTok, and it's like, if you do some sort of sex work, they say
Yeah.
you're an accountant because.
Oh no.
No
not that
offense,
kind.
but it's like nobody asks
Definitely not
anything. You're like,
sexy
oh, I'm an accountant.
That's
and no one ever says
exactly what he
anything.
does.
I can see it.
You say, I'm an accountant. No one ever asks you questions.
He's a spicy accountant. That's it.
She's looking for that at.
A
So,
spicy accountant.
so she said sub.
I'm just trying to shout him out. If not, he's
I'll give you his
only
OnlyFans link once we stop the interview. I'll shoot you guys the link.
That's spicy. It's hilarious.
Great.
What about you? Do you do anything outside of the music?
Yeah, I teach.
You teach, really?
So I substitute teach.
Oh wow. What grades or what subjects?
Mostly middle school.
Wow.
Middle school and high school. Mostly middle school.
What subjects?
Everything.
Really?
So I taught as a full-time teacher for 13 years. And then once the music started to pick up more, then I started subbing more versus full time because you get more flexibility. So yeah.
You're the cool sub, I bet. They fuck with you.
I mean, I try. You know what I mean? I try. Yeah, I try to be the teacher that I wanted as a student.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
You went to college then?
Say it again.
You went to college then?
Yeah, I went to Hampton University in Virginia.
For what?
For psychology.
Oh, wow.
So I went for psychology. So and then from there, I branched off into education, and then just went that route. Mm-hmm.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to Cal State Long Beach for music
Oh,
performance.
you did tell me that. You had a full ride for tuba.
Yeah.
That's
Tuba.
Cool. You still have that
Yeah,
tuba?
that is
You just
badass.
laying up in the wall?
I'd still have one. I sold one of them. Yeah. It's just collecting dust.
He
Dude,
plays it on
you don't
Thursday
ever play
nights.
Not really. I kind of burned out on that whole thing.
That's fair. Got the keyboard.
It's actually part of the whole spicy accounting thing. Is the
Yeah.
tuba is
I kind of wish I would have bought more.
You
They're
guys
like
got
worth
some
so
food
much
coming?
money now.
Oh, sorry. We're in
Yeah,
the
no
way.
problem.
Just watch the... Sorry.
Oh, that looks so good.
Well, you guys... What time you guys playing tnight?
9 o'clock, I believe.
9 o'clock? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is it?
Oh,
So
it's still
it's
11 already.
We've been going for 30 minutes. Are you guys in a rush? You guys want to eat some food? You guys...
I'm definitely down to eat.
You guys could freaking eat on mic if y'all want to. If
That's
you guys
cool
want
with
to end
me.
it.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with eating on the mic.
All right, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
So let's talk about the good stuff.
We're actually on at 8:50, so let's not go too much.
Oh, 8:50. Oh, really? It's 8:50?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
850. What about marijuana use? Alcohol on tour. You guys, how much you guys smoking? How much you guys drinking on tour?
We we definitely like to have fun. You know what I mean? Like it's
Would you have
it's
I'm getting mine's coming out later.
it's the
What's yours?
mine is right there. That right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
hand him that Johnson.
All right. Thank you. It's definitely the musician life. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Another beer while they were over
I
here.
feel like it kind of comes with the territory.
Now that we're talking about it.
Kind of comes with the territory.
What about like psychedelics and stuff? You guys dabbling in that?
Not too much.
A little bit.
Little bit?
I definitely dabbled.
Psychedelics can be. Can you hand me one of those, please?
It's not necessarily good on the road, you know. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it's important to have a free space when you're doing that, and like no responsibilities. Like that's not tour.
Yeah, tour's a little bit different. That free space is not always there.
What are you guys? What is your guys' roles in this whole?
I just ride in the van and
He's our lead guitarist. Scorpion's our drummer.
8 wings. Yeah, he gave me a lighter. Shut up. Yeah, shut up for that one, bro. I got a bunch of joints, infused joints with wax from Kushmas, for you guys.
Oh, hell
So
yeah.
before you guys leave,
Shout out Rocky Mountain Blaze.
should I recommend Blaze and Kushmas?
Yeah, man. They got.
Are you single?
I am not. No, I have
You're
a
not
girlfriend.
single. You have a girlfriend?
Yep, coming up on 10 years.
10 years, girlfriend?
Oh, wow,
when are you gonna
that's
marry
awesome.
this woman?
right.
You'll find out probably real soon. When is this podcast coming out?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll cut that part out.
But 10 years, that's fire. Is she living in LA still?
Yeah, she lives with me. Yeah, we're like kind of like Lakewood, Long Beach area.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you guys get through like touring when you're away?
She just misses me a lot. You know, it's hard. You know, even though we don't have kids, like
Slay.
obviously, like I do a lot of stuff as the guy around the house. So,
Yeah.
but her sister's close, and her sister's husband helps out a lot. You know, like big up Karen and Arno. I'm glad I have them around to back me up, because you know it sucks not being home sometimes. And like I miss her as much as she misses me. So
Yeah.
Right.
that's definitely the toughest part.
FaceTime.
Yep, there's a lot of FaceTime. Yeah.
I
That
bet.
doesn't help anything.
No? What about you guys? Are you guys single?
How many years are we? 16 years married.
16 years married? Congratulations.
21 years with
Cheers.
my wife.
Oh, wow. Hell yeah.
We have a 11-year-old daughter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Congrats on that.
Congrats, yeah.
What about you, bro? Are you single? Complicated. He kind of like waited for me to ask too. I
didn't
respect
avoid
it.
the question.
Yeah, he's like, hopefully he doesn't ask me this. blur out his face.
He's like in a relationship with this salmon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It looks good, yeah.
that's hilarious. You know, we'll let you guys eat too. We'll get maybe a few more questions off.
It's all good.
You know, what about, you know, younger reggae artists trying to make their way in this? This is a tough scene to come up in. You know, what advice do you guys have to them?
Play reggae for the next 30 years of your life, and then maybe you'll make it.
Just keep grinding, and just like don't overstep. Do the work, do the practice. If the music's not there, none of the other stuff matters. And then you got to learn the business too. It's you got to have all the boxes ticked. You know, and make friends. Your connections matter. It is a business at the end of the day.
Make it on time to sound check. Don't have flat tires.
Right.
No, it's I would say to definitely do the music that speaks the most to you. You know, don't try to chase something. You know what I mean? Like, do what comes naturally to you, whether it's song concept wise, whether it's the sound of the music, whatever the case is. Like, just do what comes natural to you. You know what I mean? Just stay true to that. That's definitely a piece of advice I would give.
Yeah, and if you're doing it in a group, learn to compromise, because you're never all going to be on the same page.
Don't do it for the likes. Don't do it for the algorithm.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, respect.
For sure.
Dylan, Tiana, do you guys have any more questions?
I just had one question. I noticed that you're wearing a turquoise. You're wearing some turquoise on you, and then you have a lot of turquoise on you. Does that?
I love it.
Got married.
I got it. Gotcha. So it's just the
That's
bling.
16 years.
That's the side marriage.
Side piece.
Does
Turquoise mean anything to you?
I mean, I
You gotta shout out Broderick.
shout out my homie Broderick. He made this one,
Yeah,
this
he made
one.
these
He made that one.
Oh, that's fire.
Dope.
It's
Yeah, I got
beautiful.
a couple pieces he gave me too.
I don't know, for me,
Dope silversmith.
I've just always been into it. Always been drawn to it. And once you kind of go down that hole, it's really easy to get lost in that hole. So yeah, my wife was like, "Don't buy any more turquoise. You spend too much money already on turquoise. Like, you're done. You cut me off." So, but it's hard when you go to places like New Mexico and Arizona when there's so much good stuff. It's like, oh, it's so hard. But yeah, I love it.
Got it.
I love it. I
That's
love
cool.
it.
Dylan, you got anything you want to get off your chest?
I was just say, what was his name again? Does he make you maybe know his Instagram? Can you shout-
Broderick. We call him
Broderick.
Budge. I'm not sure if he has an Instagram set up yet.
That's cool. I'll just search
He's
it
Yeah.
on Facebook. Broderick Tenorio.
Broderick Tenorio, on Facebook.
in Cali.
He sets up.
No, he's in New
he sets up
Mexico.
booths
New
for
Mexico.
okay.
Yeah.
festivals and stuff.
Broderick.
So he's
okay.
a silversmith, and his dad was a silversmith. I'm not sure if his dad's dad
His pieces
was
are
too,
amazing.
but he's
Resident family.
yeah, runs in the family. He does. I think his brother does it as well. So yeah,
Cool.
That's what they
Okay.
do. So when he saw that I had some stuff, he was like, "Man, you want me to make you something?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." He's like, "I'll make you a cup." I'm like, "For sure." We came back through New Mexico maybe like 2 or 3 months later, and he brought it to me, and I was like, "Wow, like yeah,
Dope.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take it." And then he gave everybody a ring.
Yeah, those
So
are sick. I
yeah,
like
give
those,
everybody
yeah.
a ring. So it was super cool. And it's cool because like when people see it, like anybody else who's into turquoise, like they immediately they're like drawn to it. You know what I mean? And so it's I've connected with so many people as we've been traveling because of the turquoise. They'll say, "Oh, my mom, yada 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 yada," or "Here's a piece that was passed down from such and such." There's always a story attached. You know what I mean? So it's really been cool being able to run into people on the road that have stories and things and connections to turquoise. So it's I don't know. To me, it's special.
Yeah.
To me, it's special. Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
That's
For
awesome.
sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you guys want to tell the people where to follow you guys, and we'll get out of here?
Todd.
Oh yeah, pretty much just type in Arise Roots anywhere. At Arise Roots, YouTube.com/Arise Roots, Facebook.com/Arise Roots. If you type in
MySpace.
Arise Roots,
MySpace.
do not look up MySpace. That page is probably outdated.
Encrypted.
If it's still there.
Encrypted.
But yeah, if you type in Arise Roots anywhere, we're gonna pop up. So whatever you're following, like Spotify, iTunes, you name it, like we're there.
Cool.
Hell yeah, guys.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Arise Roots, Street Champs, come get put on. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. All right, peace. What's up, guys? We just hit 3,000 subs. We're trying to make it 4. Help us out. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.